Hello everybody, my name is Rolak, and welcome back to Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we managed to save Midna, although Zelda sacrificed her own light, and that she was then captured, and then Hyrule Castle was then captured in Twilight. And now we've been given the task to find the Master Sword within the Sacred Grove, so without any more delay, we are heading straight into it. Welcome to the Sacred Grove, with another fantastic track. This is a... what's it called? A remix, I would say, of the Lost Woods theme from Ocarina of Time, and it is done beautifully. It's very mysterious sounding, soothing, and with just a slight hint of unease. But before we do anything else, we got another Howling Stone here. However, this one's different. Oh man, I messed that one up. Alright, let's try again. There we go, much better. It's a familiar tune, as that is Zelda's Lullaby from Ocarina of Time. And doing so has summoned, or at least caught the attention of this little fella. That is a Skull Kid, a bit of a different look from Ocarina of Time. But he's a bit of a rascal as well. So what we gotta do is simply follow him, as he seems to be the only one that seems to know how to get around this place. While we're exploring the Sacred Grove, he's gonna be summoning in a lot more puppets. Thankfully, they thought of these guys of being really annoying, and they just reduced their health to basically 0, because they die instantly with any hit. And what you want to be hearing for is his horn. Once you get close enough to him, go for a hit. And there he goes once more. Where? Okay, I guess also once you hit him, all the other puppets will deactivate. Or at least die in their own sense of matter. And drop some green rupees. They only ever drop green rupees, so don't expect to farm these guys all that well. Again, if they ever get... oh, that way's now blocked off. Okay. If they ever get too troublesome to take care of, you can simply use Midna's field to take them out. Although they should never really be all that much of a hassle. So go ahead and jump up here. And it is at this point, for whatever strange reason, that my recorded audio just stops. I don't know what happened, but at the 3-minute mark, the audio track from my voice work just completely cuts off after I said that. So this is going to be a bit of a post-recording, I would say. And it's certainly odd as to why this happened. I have really no clue as to what exactly happened or why it happened in any way whatsoever. But it's just going to be happening like that, and it's going to be annoying because I'm going to have to be talking for a good 20 or so minutes more. But yeah, the main gimmick of this area is mainly just trying to find Skull Kid, trying to find where he is next, and hitting him. It's pretty self-explanatory and pretty simple, honestly. You want to listen for the audio cues, such as the... his horn, as well as, I don't think it's actually during this time. And that's probably for a later part. But yeah, mainly just want to hear the horn. Man, the encoder was really going crazy here. I was able to figure out what exactly the problem was with the encoder. It was just set to one that was a bit too high, I guess, so I set it to a lower one. Maybe that's what caused the audio to just stop recording. Man, it really is just terrible. I don't know what's going on with this episode. It's crazy. It gets better after this one. I did improve, or at least get the encoder back down to its proper one, and I didn't have any problem recording the following few episodes. Well, there was a few stops in the next episode, I believe, so there might be some stops there. But yeah, this segment is really simple. All you do is just simply find where Skulka goes, and it's a bit easy to figure out where exactly he goes because some areas open up, such as this spot. Some areas open up that you have not explored yet, and you know it's all in the course of just trial and error mostly. Move view, just mostly just exploring new spots and whatnot. So yeah, it's, you know, simple enough to get the hang of it. But yeah, I just don't know what happened with the audio. It just stops. I was very confused as to why the entirety of the the entire audio track was just cut short at like 3 minutes, but yeah, I just don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, once he heads into this little archway over here, he's going to be doing something a bit different. And thankfully, the archway is also the only really distinguishable part about the Sacred Grove, so it's, you know, pretty simple. Here he's going to be doing a bit of a tantrum of sorts before he calls in more puppets. This is going to be somewhat of a mini-boss battle. Not super interesting of a mini-boss battle, but it's a mini-boss. He'll be summoning 4 puppets. You basically got to break through them and get to him. The main gimmick of this fight is waiting for him to start to blow the horn to get some more puppets coming in. Because at any other point you try to hit him, he'll just disappear. Even if you seemingly do hit him, he'll just disappear for no reason. Well, he disappears for a reason. That's the part where you want to go in for the hit. And once you do, all the puppets will be destroyed around him. He'll teleport to some other place, and he'll call in more puppets, gaining an additional 1 for each hit he suffers, apparently. From the looks of it, I believe it's up to 5 right now, because it looks like it's 5. Seems like it's 5, I'm not quite sure. Wasn't really keeping track. God, I really don't like doing post-commentary stuff. Because I really don't know what to talk about, and I don't remember what I was talking about in the episode, but it probably wasn't anything important, so yeah. No, this means I'm going to have to do like some voice work here, I guess, as well. That's going to be a bit of annoying. Can't be too bad. I mean, it's going to be a bit annoying to actually try and sync this up. I didn't really do a syncing job per se, but what can you do? And that's the final hit. So yeah, just hit him 3 times, and you're good to go. Bye. Defeating Skulka opens up a new passageway, and since there's no other way else to go, that's really the only spot you can go. With the exit inaccessible due to you jumping down into the pit. And we reach a very peaceful grove, which has a very, very familiar symbol on the ground. And similarly to Ocarina of Time, every time you see a Triforce symbol, you gotta play Zelda's Lullaby, because that usually does something. The music in this game is really fantastic. I'm really glad that they did such a good job on this, and I'm also really glad that they didn't really do anything that changed the music in the remake. Like, it has such a good soundtrack. And doing this will cause a very strange puzzle to activate, and I'm not too sure as to why exactly they even thought of doing a puzzle like this. We are guardians of this land. Guide us to where we once stood. Only then can you enter the true Sacred Grove. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a strange puzzle. This is a bit of a difficult one if you've never done this before, and if you haven't played it in a while. So what I did is look up a guide, and it's, as they say, you just got to lead them back to where they were. The one at the bottom will follow your moves to a T, while the one at the top will mimic your moves opposite. So if you jump right, the one on the top is going to be jumping left. And once you get them aligned in the proper spot, it should be pretty simple as to tell exactly where for them to go. The main trick of doing this puzzle is to just get one stuck in a corner while you get the other one jumping about into the proper position. And once you get them to like about here, one more jump down should do it. And one to the left, or one to the right I should say. And once more downward, or upward. And there's the puzzle. Pretty simple. Apparently originally this puzzle was not even a thing, and all there was is apparently Wolf Link were to howl to scare the statues away or something like that. Something. I'm not too sure exactly what was going on, but it was in the wiki, so. Go now to the sacred place, beast. We yield passage to the sacred grove. And in a very familiar sense, in the same way of Ocarina of Time, a very large opening and a very interesting looking blade. The sword accepted you as its master. This thing is the embodiment of the evil magic that Zank cast on you. It's definitely different from our tribe's shadow magic. Careful, if you touch it, you'll turn back into a beast. This thing is too dangerous. It's probably for the best if we just leave it here, huh? But on the other hand, if we kept it, you'd be able to transform into a beast anytime you wanted. Yes, since Zant was kind enough to give this to us, it should be thankful and use it all we can. If you need it, just call me. I want to keep a low profile, so I'll hide in your shadow when you're human, but I can change you whenever. You can be a wolf anytime you like. Also, thanks to this thing, you can warp to wherever you want by switching into wolf form. Hey, but listen, Link, I've got a little favor to ask. Would you mind coming with me to find something called the Mirror of Twilight? It's hidden somewhere in Hyrule. Yes, the Mirror of Twilight, our last potential link to Zant. Alright, and with that, we have obtained the Blade of Evil's Bane, the Master Sword. Now, the Master Sword, like previous games, always increases the power of your sword attacks, and you're probably going to be dealing a lot more damage. Properly dealing a lot more damage. You can swap back to the Ordon Sword, but unless you want to challenge yourself, there's no real reason to do that at all. And like Midna said, we can transform back into a wolf anytime we want, but before we actually leave the Sacred Grove, there's actually one more thing we want to get. Oh, we're just going to show it off here. So yes, if you talk to her, you can transform into a wolf anytime you like. And if you're playing on the Wii U version, or the HD remake, there's a button on the gamepad that will allow you to transform to and fro wolf form without even having to talk to Midna, which saves a lot of time. I wish they would do that in this version. I mean, you could probably map that to the left on the D-pad. That could totally work. I don't see why they didn't do it like that. But yes, anyway, heading back to the arena where we fought Skull Kid, it's going to hold, I believe, two things for us. Because there's this one rock right here in the middle of the area, which I believe if you, yes, you destroy it and you get yourselves a Poe. I hope you're not going to be tired of looking at Poes, because we're going to be going for a ghost hunt in the next episode. It's quite the lengthy one. Hopefully I'll be able to edit it down so it's not, you know, crazy. Anyway, there's the Poe Soul there. And yes, if you do check the map, you are able to see where exactly the Poes are. It's always indicated in the area. There's none in Ordona. There are 19 in Lanayru, 8 in Eldin, and 6 in Faron. So you're able to track those there to and fro. And it's a lot better than what it was in the Wii version, where it just didn't give you any indication as to where any were at all. Do I actually go in the hole? I do. Okay. Yeah, just in this hole there's a little crevice, cave thing. I don't know what to call it. In here are some Baba serpents, and you obviously want to be taking them down. With the Master Sword, it should be a lot more simple, as they're going to be dying in one hit. Although I don't remember if they died in one hit with the Ordon Sword or not. I wouldn't know. I didn't swap back to the Ordon Sword to check it out. Also a bit of a training exercise with the Master Sword. Unfortunately, like most other games, I don't think there's a chance of you actually getting the Master Sword to be upgraded. I think it's just going to be remaining the exact same power throughout the game. Unless that event later in the game actually increases the damage of the sword, but I doubt it actually does. I'm not really too sure about that. And we shouldn't really be talking about that until later. Anyway, defeating all the Baba serpents in this little cave will get yourselves a piece of heart. That's going to be starting our first of the new set, and we're going to be getting quite a few pieces of heart in the episode after the next one, because the next one's fully focused on catching all the Poe imps that are all over Hyrule. And let me tell you, there are a lot of them. Very stupidly put out as well, in some very... It's just stupid. The whole thing's really stupid. Now, what do we do next? I believe we head back to Ordon real quick for one reason or another. I don't know what I'm doing here, just standing here. I think I'm looking up a spot for a stamp, because we are going to be getting a stamp next. Yeah, because we're going to warp back into Ordon. If he would hurry up, Jesus Christ, past me, you're so slow. Because we got all the ones in Faron for the time being, all the Poes there, so we don't have to catch any more. We will be catching... Oh, wait, no. We can catch another one later, but again, that's going to be in the next episode, but that's not going to be important for now. Poes will be reappearing in certain places that you have been to before, but, yeah, we're not going to be bothering doing that. Anyway, yes, warping to the Spirit Spring back in Ordon to, go back to Ordon, because something back in Ordon actually has something for us. Something that's really not of any use. I'm honestly... It is a bit disappointing that all these Miiverse things in these Wii U and 3DS games kind of went to waste. Like the Tingle bottles in Wind Waker, because that was an interesting thing, although it's a bit bad. The Miiverse stage in Smash Bros. 4 was completely negated, rendered null and useless. The stamps in both Mario Kart 8 and this game and a few other games that had the stamps are all also rendered useless, so it's a bit sad to see that these features are no longer of any practical use. However, it's also a good thing that... It's also a really good thing that Miiverse is just dead. It should stay dead. Anyway, yeah, the postman just appears in every... The postman just pops up in spots from here and there. He's a weirdo. I don't know what's he doing. I don't know what's he doing all the way over here, so far away from everything. And there's another cave room with a bunch of rats, pots, and something that I bring to attention with great excitement: rare chew jelly. Like I said before, rare chew jelly is special. I just get rid of the milk we've had since the beginning. It's probably rancid now, but we don't care about that. Go ahead and swipe up this rare chew jelly. And the rare chew jelly is very special. It fully replenishes all your life energy, and for a while boosts attack strength. So yes, when you drink it, you get basically a superpower boost. It increases your damage for like, I want to say like 10 or so seconds, maybe less, or until you get hit. It's really, I mean, if you want to take something down quickly enough, something that takes a few hits, yeah, go for it, obviously. It's definitely a good damage boost to have. But it's also kind of a waste of a spot. I mean, there are chances later in the game where you'll be able to get them for free through one way or another. But that's for a later time. Anyway, Obviously, in the pot, in the room, in the one place full of pots, you get the Happy Link stamp face. In the room that is surrounded in pots, they knew exactly what they were doing. And like any proper Zelda maniac, all you're just doing is going around smashing all the pots. You get a lot of rupees in this room. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw 2 red rupees and quite a few yellow rupees pop out of here. But yeah, this is a pretty good place to get some more additional rupees if you just want to do some quick grinding. But like I said, the golden bugs are also probably the easiest way to actually do some grinding, so you really shouldn't be bothering yourself with this place. Although it's not a bad place to get some rupees. Also, once you hand in a golden bug, you're not going to be able to get any more golden bugs, so it's kind of important to get on that. Alright, and with this, I think I'm going to be ending the episode here because there's only like a minute or 2 left in the video. But yeah, this episode was, you know, a neat little... This is basically the start of Phase 2 of the game, as we're going to be getting into a lot more interesting stuff. Next time on The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, we are going to be doing a little ghost hunt, and not really anything productive in any way whatsoever. Well, it is productive in one way or another, but yeah, what can you do? I do want to apologize for this post-commentary thing, which I really don't understand how it happened. It shouldn't have happened, but I promised the next few episodes are going to be back to normal. This was just a one-off where it just didn't work for some reason, and I don't know why it didn't work. But it will be fixed later, so we don't have to worry about doing this ever again. Yeah, thank God, because it's pretty awkward. Alright. And with this, I guess we're going to call it here, because I think I'm just going to end the episode here. At whichever point we're going to be going there or some point. I don't know what I'm doing here. So yeah, we'll be ending the episode here. So, see you guys next time. Again, sorry for this. It was kind of a mess, but had to be done one way or another. Didn't want a whole silent episode, so yeah. See you guys next time.